Okay, so now we'll begin to model. We know this is 6 foot now, and we know 6 foot to be roughly 7.5 on the scale ratio. Okay, 7.5. And now that could change. Let's say I wanted to model even smaller than that. Just remember, you'll always have to shrink it uniformly. And actually, I could get this to a nice even number if I wanted to. I could get it to, how about 4.23? That sounds even better to me for some reason. So 4.23 is our number that we're going to abide by. Now I'm going to stick this little guy on an actual layer so I don't touch him that much. There we go. So he's just chilling in the corner. And I know 4.23 to be that. So I'm going to make a building. I'm going to pretend the person actually has to walk into it at some time. DV allows me to go here. Now this is a modeling lesson. I'm just going to show you some shortcuts as far as what I do as far as modeling goes. Notice I put the pivot point in the corner. That way I can X on the keyboard and it will magically snap to the grid. Once I get it on the grid, I can now move it around pretty easy. Okay, now here's another thing. Maybe I want this on the roof. Well, V on the keyboard is point snap. So since the pivot point is in the corner, I can point snap it. And now this is in the same quadrant as that. So they clash perfectly. Okay, so this is my concept. Some really, really, really simple factory building maybe. And now this is where scale comes in. Okay, so what happens? Well, this little building right here, if I kind of move over the whole thing and kind of look at the scale of it, well, the little building is just too small. So I'm going to upscale that a little bit. And I want a copy of my people stick so I can actually move one of them around. I just want to protect one of them so I don't have to keep making it over and over again. And yes, Maya 2011 has this awful bug in it that even though it is R, you can touch it. And then when you toggle it, for some reason, now I can't touch it. And then I got to remove one of those selected objects. There we go. Should have made a copy before I put it on there. There we go. I think it's just me video capturing that prevents that from working out quite well. So now, if you look, this outbuilding would be able to have a door in it just fine. This up here, what I'm going to do is just Victor snap it up here and kind of look at this building for a sec. This building is a little bit too small, so I'm going to scale that one up. And now you also have to think, if this is a two-story building, okay, Here I have some windows and some doors and everything else. Maybe you have to start thinking about, if it is a 2-story building, and if I put a second level into it and I scale it, can the character actually fit inside that building? Now, this is an arbitrary type of thinking sometimes, because really there's things that are on the outside world that look really, really perfect. But on the inside, as soon as you walk into a building in a game, in most cases, in some cases even, not all cases, but what it'll do is the script will take over, and then you're magically inside a building, not on the outside world, and it switches over on you. So it does a switcheroo. There we go. So yes, this building is perfect for 2-story. Good. I'm just going to leave that little tiny block there just for fun. Okay, so now this is my concept, and I want to insert some edge loops. Now, I could waste some space here, or I could just move this just a skosh that way. Do one of those. Okay, good. Just move this to the side. Take these faces here, extrude them, and I'm going to extrude them roughly the same size, and it's going to look like that. Same thing, I just move this back, extrude it, jump into this view, move that up. Alright, so there's my concept right there. In the next video, we're going to cut some windows and doors.